We are now recording.
Don't make us go we too up in here.
So bestiality is off the plate. Is that what you're saying?
No, because we're not streaming via Twitch, so there's really no limitation to what the fuck we can say.
Hold on then.
I'm not about live streaming. I'm about recording and putting it up later after some editing.
Well, good, because you're going to need a lot of editing.
Yeah, I'm not all about that live streaming life, and I don't need YouTube money. Okay.
I'm just saying, there's a whole thing about flamingos and how they turn pink.
Yes.
Oh my lord.
Or eating shrimp. What do you think I was talking about? Oh my God, Sue, that's disgusting.
That is disgusting. Yeah, they eat shrimp.
Yeah, that's how they turn pink. Obviously.
While Pat's gone, I'll tell you a story. When we were in Newport, Oregon, it's a fishing town. Okay, it's on the ocean, and it's this tiny little fishing town. And me and my boss were walking down the street, and we saw like this. The best way to describe it's an auger. It's like what you'd take corn to the top of a corn crib on. Mm-hmm. But falling, it went towards the ocean. Okay, so the down part was near the ocean, and at the top there was this pink stuff coming out of it, and it was like really wispy, like cotton fiber coming out of the top of this auger, and it was accumulating in this giant pile down below. And this pile had to be 10 feet tall at this point. It's just enormous. Been doing this shit all day. And my boss is like, hey,
I already know what this is.
What'll it take for you to run and jump into that pile of fluff? I'm like, not a damn thing. I'm not doing it. And we walked out and we came back. It's all a shrimp carcass. It's just the shell of shrimp. And with my allergy, that would have been the last thing I did. I would have got that in my orifices. I just would have died of anaphylaxis right there in Oregon. Okay.
It wouldn't even be an anaphylactic shock. It would just be anaphylactic.
Oh yeah, it's just anaphylaxis. There's no shock to it. You just dead.
It was shocking to everybody else, but not Bill.
Oh yeah, the convulsing would be shocking to everybody. All right, we're about there. We're on this one.
Slowly puff up.
Okay.
All right.
So does that mean Mr. Hangover ain't joining us?
He'll be late.
I mean, he's telepathically he's here.
I was hoping he would help me figure out how to make this NPC visible to you, but that's okay. We're going to theater the mind kinda this first encounter because it's the only ship encounter in this module, but it's kind of important. So, you guys are on a shuttle. So let's introduce some characters here. Driller, which is Pat's character, you'll get to describe him in a second. He is the pilot aboard this shuttle, this VIP shuttle, taking you guys from someplace in the system to the diaspora, which is the asteroid field, and this New Elysium resort. So describe yourself a little bit, Pat. Pat's not back yet. All right. So the point behind this is you guys have worked for Abadar Corp, which is the largest mega corporation in the galaxy and has been for a long time and is big in a scale like Amazon versus K's merchandise scale. Okay? They're fucking enormous. And they have a lot of money. So they have hired you guys to freelance some different missions throughout history. You've put down a possible revolution on a planet that they wanted to colonize once. That was cool. Got to kill a lot of people. You fought against the remnants of the Azanti Empire, which is an old civilization that you had a part in almost completely wiping out. That was cool. You've done some other various things that were sometimes good and sometimes pretty nefarious. But hey, it's all for money. You guys aren't officially on Abadar Corp's payroll. You get paid through back channels and stuff, but you're there freelancing.
I'm having country internet issues.
Oh, that's awful. Good thing we're recording.
I'm back.
There are two of your group have already been embedded in New Elysium, this new resort that's opening up. Pat's character Driller is one of them. He's been a pilot for them, shuttling VIPs back and forth to the resort for a little while now. So, hey, Pat, introduce your character a little bit.
All right, Driller is he is, what's the name of this? Lashunta.
He's a Lashunta. Yep.
Lashunta, and he's this is an alien that they kind of have some natural telepathic powers. So he's kind of using that to try to dig and get some answers. He's kind of a flat affect. You might be able to take taken aback by him at first, but the emotions run there, but he doesn't show much of it. He's pretty much a blank slate, very stoic kind of look. He is a soldier, though. He used to run missions for what would you call it? I wouldn't say elite, but kind of served an elite group as a backup crew when it came to numbers and sheer force. He was one of those guys that would go in and just be the cannon fodder, but he turned out to be pretty good at it and survived. So he was able to take some freelancing pilot jobs after that because he was able to do some piloting while in the military, receiving that training and experience.
So he's Han Solo.
He's kind of a solo, yeah. I guess he kind of is.
Solo meets Spock.
But yeah, more Spock because he's like looking at everything from a logical intelligence kind of angle. He doesn't give it a whole lot of common sense, though, when he throws that in the mix. So he's known to do some pretty boneheaded things that look like bravery, but mostly it's just, hey, I calculated this was probably the best chance I had. It looked stupid, but it worked.
It's a calculated risk, but you're really bad at math.
Yes. Yeah, it's a estimation type of guy.
Cool. So he's your shuttle pilot. We have Otto von Chu, Jeff's character. Give us a little rundown. He's sitting in the shuttle with you guys.
Let's see. Otto's he's from the wrong part of town on Absalon Station. Had to mix it up kind of growing up, and he's gained a reputation as kind of a fixer. Think Hannibal from the A-Team a little bit.
Okay. Just the guy to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really. I mean, he's somewhat likable and charismatic, but really he's more of a. Again, he's a numbers guy. Kind of a jack of all trades. Again, a fixer. He can get it done. He loves it when a plan comes together.
Cool. So we got Murdoch and Hannibal. You also have Sue, which I'm going to change your name to Sue, so it looks more exotic.
Well, actually, I have a name. I just
bust out that name.
I will as soon as I get back inside.
I'm going to pull up a picture of the Sarkeesian because they're really cool. Sarkeesian. Here we go. Let me share this picture to everybody. This is what a Sarkeesian is. This is Sue's species.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
It's like a giant fairy.
It's like a giant fairy, yeah, and they're big. They have this wings that can manifest. They can fly outside in space without protective gear for a little bit. They're natives of the diaspora. So whatever planet got destroyed and turned into this asteroid field is where they're from. Nobody remembers that because of the gap. It was so long ago, and it predates recorded time because of the weirdness that happened 365 years ago that nobody really knows. But let's have her describe her character a little more once she gets to her computer. Yeah, Sarkeesian.
Sorry, bad timing.
That's okay. Are you in yet, or should I move to someone else?
Go ahead and move to somebody else.
Okay, let's go to Teletraan right now. Teletraan is Casey's character.
Oh, shit.
Space Goblin.
Little guy. He's small. Yeah. You guys probably don't like him a whole lot because he's kind of rude. He has no social skills whatsoever. Doesn't talk a whole lot until he's ready to say something. And when he says something, you guys should listen because he pretty much knows. And if he doesn't, he probably doesn't speak up. So when you hear him say something, it's because he's very confident in what he's saying. He's a skill monkey, he can do just about anything to one degree or another. So if you can't do it, he more than likely can. Not that he's being a jackass about it. He's just pretty fucking good at it. but he doesn't necessarily like you guys, but doesn't necessarily not like you guys. But
He's our very own Rocket Raccoon.
yeah, pretty much. Like
But he talks even less.
spent more time with you guys, so you know that he likes you, but at the same time, from the outside, you can be very easy to see that he doesn't like you. So, yeah, he's a jackass.
In the past, Teletraan's been really good at tinkering and hot wiring and making machines bend to his will. That's kind of what he does.
And he constantly tells you that we're in a simulation that's not real. And
yeah, he's got this conspiracy theory that you're all part of some sort of game.
Yeah, he believes that fundamentally.
Fundamentally, he's drank that Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yes.
He definitely took both pills, not just the blue and not just the red one. He took both.
Yes. Galarian is flat. You're part of a simulation.
Yeah.
You have no free will.
Exactly. There are people playing you, and you guys are fucked.
He said Valaria is flat.
All right. Let's go Gyarados, and we'll get back to Sue. Jason King is joining us, and he's playing Gyarados, who is a giant, intimidating dragon person.
So, think hippie with an anger issue.
Anger issues, okay.
Think hippie with an anger issue. He believes in
Sounds
peace,
like a theme.
but he believes that his peace is the way that it should be. He believes that there is a greater understanding and that his understanding is the way that everyone's going to be able to get along. Now, he's a pretty nice guy, but he's awful big and he knows it. And he is not afraid to actually use that in order to help change your mind, especially if he's right in front of you.
He's got a couple things going for him that he's used in the past, too. Not everyone understands Dragonkin culture. And very few people who are shorter than 15 feet tall are keen on interrupting their social circumstances. So he has been able to, with his intelligence and charisma, he's been able to use that to his advantage and put people off kilter or take them out of a comfort zone by claiming diplomacy or claiming some sort of ritual so he can walk around with a giant staff or wear full armor where he shouldn't be or things like that. He's been able to kind of finesse social norms to his advantage just because not a lot of people understand Dragonkin and no one wants to piss him off. But he is enormous. Sue is tall. So Fenny is tall. Gyarados is enormous.
Wait.
He's our Chewbacca.
Yes. He's Chewbacca with an 18 charisma. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Chewbacca has an 18 charisma.
Well,
we all know that.
he's very cuddly, yes.
Clearly, he's got an 18 charisma.
Clearly.
Never had a deeper sleep than curled up in a Wookiee's lap.
Yeah. And someone who has no lines that you can understand whatsoever in a movie, and being that beloved of a character.
As a side note, it was pretty neat that in the movie Solo, they translated Han Solo speaking Shirowuk, but they didn't translate Chewbacca. So there's subtitles for Han Solo, but not Chewbacca.
Yes.
I mean, obviously.
Because you're just supposed to understand. All right, Fenny.
Okay. She, I don't even know what to say about her. She is kind of cool. She's got, because of her race, she can be out in space without needing oxygen. She has wings so she can fly around. She's very mobile, knows a lot about culture, and being able to, unlike myself this morning, find words to communicate well, and pretty diplomatic since she knows so much about the different cultures.
Fenny has been a useful player for you guys in the past. Not only can she go in vacuum and grow wings when she gets there, to fly around and do ship repairs and things like that if absolutely necessary, but she can, her understanding of different cultures and her ability to understand and empathize with other people has been useful in the past. Both her and Gyarados are the best way to describe it is paladins. They understand things about how stuff works in a almost supernatural level. So they are Solarians. They don't worship the sun, but they can interact with the power from stars and black holes and celestial objects. So both of them have been proven to be scary as shit when necessary. So yeah, you got a couple paladins in your party. You've got a sorcerer goblin for all intents and purposes.
He's not a sorcerer.
A fighter that can fly, and a skill rogue in Otto. So that's kind of the D&D equivalent of what you're rolling with.
Yeah. Real quick before we get started, I'm showing from when we were messing around the other day. I'm showing some fatigue, and
Oh yeah, we'll get you rested.
yeah. All right.
Yeah. You should be good now.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so you guys, like I said, you've been in. Abadar Corp has arranged you guys invitations to this luxury hotel, this resort that's built on an asteroid. In fact, I've got a little thing here. Where is it? Researching the resort. Okay, so you guys have done a little bit of research ahead of time on this resort, mostly because they want you to find out any dirt on it, what's really going on, if anything's nefarious. Because when it comes down to it, Abadar Corp is worried about losing possibly 0.25% of market share in one of its least profitable verticals. So they're sending you guys out to make sure they keep their market share.
So we kind of suck.
Huh?
We kind of suck then.
No, you're making a lot of money doing this.
Yeah.
Capitalism, baby. Okay.
Love it.
So one of the things you have learned, and I put it in the chat here so you have it, the facility itself was built atop asteroid D334H, which had been passed through several owners since it had been mined out by the Eureka clan holdings a few decades ago. So there was a dwarven clan that has mined the shit out of this asteroid. They pulled anything of value out of it.
So it's a shell of its former self.
It's not really a shell, but it's still rock. It just doesn't have any lithium or anything else good in it.
No precious metals.
No precious metals, no precious anything. But when asteroids get mined out, they already have holes to put foundations in, and they're easier to build structures atop them. And this was a relatively large asteroid, so this is the origin of it. Paradise Resorts owns the corporation Paradise Resorts owns New Elysium. Paradise Resorts is a small corporation specializing in unusual vacation locations. The company owns several tourist centers, including Cloud 9, a floating campground in the clouds of Bertheta, and Utopiania, a beach hotel on Castrovel. Paradise Resorts has a good reputation among its customers and is moderately profitable. The company has a wide variety of partners that offer services and goods that vacationers might desire while visiting their resorts. So, for all factors, Paradise Resorts is a good company. They treat their customers okay. They've got no issues about fucking over their employees or anything like that. They're just a small company, and they need to be destroyed. Because Paradise Resorts has been peeling market share from Abadar Corp lately, at least in their tourism vertical. You will be rewarded handsomely if you can find something wrong with the new resort that they can use in marketing to destroy this small company. See, you don't have to be murder hobos to be dickheads.
Their tourism vertical. Jeez.
Their tourism vertical, which is one of their smallest.
We're trying to find out more about who's funding the place too, aren't we?
Yep, you want to find out.
There's private funding being funneled into this to keep it alive for some reason.
There could be some private funding involved. One of the suspicious things is actually how they got the asteroid, because they acquired it. They acquired the rights to it 3 years ago, but it took about 3 years to build it. So they acquired the rights and then immediately started building, but it had been owned by 12 different people or companies or entities in the 2 or 3 years prior to them buying it. So it passed through a lot of hands quickly.
Like holding companies?
Yeah, like holding companies, shell companies, small mining firms, and just little companies, nothing of note, but tiny little organizations. But it passed through a lot of hands really quickly before they picked it up.
Well, you know what that means.
What's that?
Something
The
bad.
mob.
Means it's fucking haunted.
built.
Oh, sorry. That's houses. Okay, something of note here on the resort itself, the armor and weapons policy. You're not going to be expected to turn over your gear. They know that the diaspora is a dangerous place anyway, so you're kind of on the frontier regardless. The resort has a security detail, but having competent fighters such as you guys might put some of the other guests at ease. One thing to note is every guest here is a VIP. So everyone on this place is somebody. You're essentially going to the Met Opera or the Met Gala in New York. You can't just randomly pick folks off and have people not miss them. Carrying large and obvious weapons and wearing heavy armor is going to be frowned upon and will be considered tacky. It will be gauche. But there's nothing that will actually stop you from doing it. But you will get a lot of attention. All right, that was that part of it. Now, where you're at right now is you're on this shuttle. Dreller is flying. He got permission to take the shuttle out on his own because he's put in the work at this company, and he just has to pick up a few VIPs, which are you guys. You may or may not have been at the same spot before he picked you up, but you're all in the same Uber now. Someone can sit in the front seat with Dreller if you want. It's a pretty small shuttle. In fact, it's so small I don't have a map for it, and that makes me, Bill Ballmans, feel bad because I like maps for everything.
Oh, man.
But you are flying through the diaspora area, getting to the resort. Now, just that you're in an asteroid field doesn't mean there's asteroids everywhere. In the entire circumference of the system, there are trillions of asteroids, and very few of them can even see the next one. So it's not like the Star Wars asteroid field, where it's constant danger. It's pretty much just different orbits. So when I share this map to you,
I'll sit up there with him. I'm a pretty decent pilot myself.
cool. All right, there's our map.
Yay.
We have hexagons.
Chances of successfully navigating this asteroid field are 1 to 1.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking good. Yeah. Unless you specifically want to go to a particular asteroid. And even then, they're not tumbling randomly. They're all moving in the same direction at the same speed at this point. So everything is stationary. It's no more dangerous than islands in an ocean.
Cool.
So
That's easy.
you guys are flying through space. You'll want to get to the top right edge of the board to get to the station. That's where you'll exit the map to get to the station. But as you're flying through the section, your comms crackle, and Shuttle Goal Runner to New Elysium Security, we're under attack. Request immediate assistance.
Man,
Let me-
I got guns on this
Where
thing.
are we? Are we that little white?
You're that little white thing at the bottom, and the people calling for assistance are the white thing to the left. That is the Goal Runner.
I don't see our
Which
waypoint
runs
so
opposite
far.
of our goals, so we're going to ignore that.
Remember, everyone coming to this resort is a VIP. Who's the biggest jock in this group? Probably Dreller or Garritus. So somebody knows that the Goal Runner is the private shuttle for the Absalon Buzzblades, which is
Dreller does
Yep.
love starships. The one thing that makes Dreller smile, he smiles uncontrollably when he's talking about starships, and he knows a lot about them
there. You go.
because that's what he loves.
This
So
is
he might know this just because.
This is a private shuttle for the Buzzblades, which are a champion Brutaris team from Absalon Station. So there's no doubt you know this. This is the team's transport vessel. So these are the people who just won the sport ball championship.
Oh, he's a Quidditch player. I get you.
Something like that.
We gotta save them.
It's much more violent, and the balls explode at some point. Yeah, Quidditch. Let's go with that.
Totally Quidditch.
Nice.
So the things that they're facing off against, they have 3 raiders that are bearing down on them. They've already fired shots at a distance, so they've taken a little bit of damage already. And if you open up your combat tracker, I want to see what this looks like from your point of view.
I cannot find a combat tracker.
It looks like a gun. It's on the top of where it says like boons, PCs, PC ships. It's a little green button that looks like a gun.
On our sheet?
No, not on your sheet.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, next to the I've installed this mod so that you don't have icons on the right hand side. They're all on the left-hand side attached to the chat box, because I think they're easier to find there. All right. If you click that new Elysium VIP shuttle, Casey, can you expand that at all?
Sure.
No, the new Elysium shuttle.
Oh, my bad. No.
Oh, crap. Okay. Then we will describe it. So, in space combat, because I assume you guys are going to want to help. If not, we can skip it. But
Controller's like, yeah.
if you guys are looking to help, they said this. They get a response back from station security. An acknowledged goal runner. We're on our way. Hang in there. But they're not going to get there in time. And then the Raider Ace taunts them. Give it up. We'll go easy on you. The transmission ends with laughter and hooting from what must be other ships in the area. So you've got 3 ships. They're small fighters, but you guys are just shuttles. So you're not heavily armed or armored either. But if you can hold these guys off for a little bit until station security arrives, you could be heroes.
Until round 3.
You could be heroes.
You could be heroes. So
If just for a day.
Yeah.
now we're going to set it to round 1. We're going to open up and do initiative real quick because this is the way space combat works. We can't do the full experience of space combat in this system.
Well, what's the point then?
Where'd they go? Oh, we'll have to do something. This is actually an important groundwork scenario to start with. So the shuttle itself, there is a position for a pilot. Pat is the pilot. He will decide at the beginning. So what we'll do is we'll go through the initiative, and every ship will take a movement action. The move that you have, and you can't see it, unfortunately. I can't show it to you. I should have put this on a different sheet. Damn it! I wish I would have. Anyway, your movement is 12 hexes. So you notice that you're facing straight up. You can move 12 hexes. At any point in that, you can take a turn and turn it 1 hex facing any direction. You don't have to move it all before you do that. So you can start by pivoting and moving, but you only get 1 facing change per round. And you have to move.
I can only move in the direction I'm facing, correct?
Yes, you can only move the direction you're facing, and you have to move at least half of your movement. So you can move between 6 and 12 each turn, because there's inertia and things like that.
Okay.
Okay, a co-pilot, which is where Casey's sitting, I think. A co-pilot can set difficulties. You can take evasive maneuvers, which means that all of your attacks are going to be harder to hit, but all of the attacks on you will be harder as well. You can also do things like move shields around and other things that we'll talk about. You can have someone in engineering. Engineering can manipulate shields, can overcharge weapons to make them more powerful. And then you have 2 people who can be gunners. There is a forward-mounted light particle beam cannon, and then there is a turret-mounted light particle beam cannon. Unfortunately, I can't show you those stats, but someone can man each one of those as well. So there's 3 seats in the cockpit. Okay, you want the forward gun or the turret?
Forward gun.
Okay.
I'll take turret.
All right. And then Gyarados is trying to just hang on for dear life, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So we have no one in engineering. Is that
no one? You don't need engineering yet. Not until you take damage.
Oh Lord!
All right. I'm on my way back to engineering.
All right. So Pat, you're at the top of the initiative stack with the new Elysium VIP shuttle. You can. I hope you can drag that miniature.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
It turns
So
into
right now, all I can do as the pilot is maneuver.
Yep. That's
So
all you get to do.
We got to get in the fight here, guys.
Yep. So you can move up to 12.
Forward it is.
Oh, good. You can turn it. That's good.
Oh, that was me.
Someone can turn it.
Oh.
Ah, look at that.
Boom.
You want to change your facing too. So just rotate that.
There
you go. Now we know we're roughly pointing that direction. I need to make better counters for these if we're going to do them, but I don't like the way this can do.
So the 3 big ones are our enemy, and the little one to the left is the.
Yep, the 3 dark ones, the 3 dark, intimidating black ones are the enemy, and the 2 red ones are you and your opponent. Or
My
your
enemy's got to be big and black.
Because Diasporan Raiders paint their ship black and put skulls on the side. That's just what they do.
Because they're pirates, man.
So, yeah, because they're pirates. So the ace moves in.
Arr.
Racist.
All right, he's moving to get a firing solution. Next one is the goal runner. Goal runner moves pretty fast and is going to try to be evasive and kind of head towards you.
Smart.
But they have taken a little bit of damage. So now Diasporan Raider 1 moves up and is going to get in a position to kind of streak down on you guys. These fighters don't move as fast as you do, and they're not as maneuverable, but they're pretty good. So outrunning them outright is probably not going to be a thing.
Run.
All right. Yeah. Now we're on the turn where you can do shootings. So Sue, sitting at the forward compartment, your firing line would take you, so you could take a shot at the Diasporan Raider ace. It'll be a little long shot because you're a little out of range, but you can still take a shot if you'd like.
Okay. Now, how do I do that? I don't see that.
You tell me you want to, and I actually put it on the thing because I can't make it visible. Starship.
Okay, and what is the range?
Range is 8. It's each range band, so 2, 4, 6, 8. So you'll be at the second
8.
range band.
Okay. Let's shoot on, what's that one?
All right, let's do this, and we're going to fire.
Raider 2?
I think you're shooting straight ahead at the ace, because the other ones are out of your firing arc. It's hard to see. I've got to make this better if we're going to continue to do this. And you missed them anyway. Now, who's got the turret?
I do.
You can shoot at any of these. Raider 1, Raider 2 are within short range. The Raider ace is a little farther away.
Now, do you factor in my
Already have.
dex and all that stuff on that?
Well, you don't use dexterity. You use either base attack bonus or your ranks in computers.
Ooh, I got ranks in computers.
I know you do. I put them in.
Okay.
I should be able to get
All
that.
right. So we're gonna take Raider 1.
Raider 1. All right. We're going to shoot at Raider 1.
You guys see that? I should be on a gun. Plus 16.
Yep, you should be. It hit him, so that's good. So let's throw some damage on Raider 1. Good hit, 14 points of damage.
Yeah.
Did
Casey,
you get an error script that pop up?
Co-pilot in it.
No.
Okay, good. There's only me. Perfect. All right, so you've done some damage to the first Raider. What the hell? I have to manually do it. So I could have just done this from character sheets. Anyway, so now we're to the ace. You've actually, the goal runner moved out of firing arc for the ace just barely, so he doesn't get a shot on him. That's good. The goal runner has a turret, so he's going to fire at Diasporan Raider 1 as well, just because might as well. And that's a miss, unfortunately.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
He needed more ranks in computers.
He needs more ranks in computers, yeah. Or to have not me rolling.
Well,
Raider 1 only has a forward weapon and an aft weapon.
So shooting is computers?
Yes. So you're using a targeting computer. Shooting a starship weapon has nothing to do with your dexterity because there's nothing you do to spin the weapon to aim it. You use a computer to help target things.
so we can't use the force?
You do not get to use the force.
God damn it.
You're getting shot at, though, so that's good.
Yeah, I
First
think
one's
that would be
miss.
good information to know when you made your character.
This is literally the only time you're going to have a starship encounter until I figure
Okay.
it out.
All right. Yeah, wounded him.
Yeah, you've taken a little bit of damage. Yeah, you've taken a lot of damage.
We are not happy.
Nope.
Good thing we got a goblin.
Good thing you got that goblin back there that's going to restore some shields. Because the other one's shooting at you, too. But he's probably going to miss.
Who's on the shields?
Nope, he hits you.
I'm on the shield.
Can't say that out loud, Bill.
Ooh,
Okay,
Oh.
you've taken so you just gotten raked with a couple pirate starships.
oh,
Now, once you go through the piloting phase, the gunnery phase, you get to the engineering phase. So we're going to say that that Teletraan has made it to the back of the ship to engineering. You're going to make a mechanics check. So open up your character sheet.
All right.
I know you got engineering.
Yeah, I got engineer right here.
You got engineering right there. All right. So what we do, don't roll it yet. I want you to roll better than that.
So 28's pretty goddamn
Okay.
good.
Okay, we'll lock the 28. Let me just tell you the DC, though. The DC on these is figured by the complexity of the ship. So it's a DC of 10 plus twice the level of your ship. And your ship happens to be a level 5. So your DC is 20. You succeeded, and you're going to restore 8 points to it.
Because it's what you roll over?
Yes,
Well,
what you roll over.
Gotcha.
So you've restored some of your wounds.
Sweet.
Okay? It's not going to be enough to take attacks like you did last turn. So
Brother, don't get hit.
Yep. So
That's
back to the
scenario.
back to the pilot, because we're back to piloting phase.
But are there any tricks I would know? I don't know anything about this combat.
A lot of it is maneuvering positioning. Now that you know that the ships can only shoot forward and they have a small aft gun, if you can maneuver yourself to a place where they don't have a firing solution, that's the best way to avoid them.
So Pat, you didn't play a lot of
Yeah.
Battletech, so this is BattleTech.
Okay.
Yeah, this is very much BattleTech.
And
Yeah.
that was my thought. My next thought here was, hey, we're just going to go straight. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And, oh, yeah. 10 hexes forward is going to move us between the Raider Ace and Raider 1. And with a turret gun.
And remember that they still, and they have inertia, so they have to move.
That's true. I wouldn't even have to move that far. I could stick us between, let's see. 10's probably good in case they decide they're going to try to turn their ships. We're in a good spot, right?
Yep.
Here.
Okay. And then you've changed your facing a bit.
I'm going to change my facing. Yeah, I haven't changed it yet. How do I change my facing?
You just you put your cursor over your thing and use the scroll wheel. And
There.
make it so you look like okay.
That should allow us to hit with the forward guns. Raider
Good point.
Ace.
Well, they're going to move.
And the turret, Raider 1.
Yes, if they weren't going to move, but they're going to move because they have to.
Oh, that's true. Because, yeah, the order of combat here is.
It takes a little getting used to. It's really fun once you can get it going map-wise, but it's tough when we don't have all the things here. So we're only going to do maybe 2 rounds of this combat, and you're going to have rescue stuff. But as long as they don't destroy the goal runner here, you'll be in good shape.
And we took a whole round of damage from him.
You did take a whole round of damage from
There's
them.
a good chance it's not going to be destroyed that quickly.
Well, I don't know. They're not sitting in a really good spot.
Yeah, and after that, good lord.
That's what they did. Anyway.
Oh, they're moving a lot.
But you guys get to shoot first. So you have a chance. You put some damage on the Dasper and Raider 1. You might be able to take him out. Even though you've only got the turret weapon.
Well, but Sue can maybe get to the Ace one with the forward gun. Can't
No, you're actually... Oh,
Face the other way, right?
Yeah, are we?
which way did you want to face? Northeast or southwest?
Well, I was trying to face, southwest, lower left.
Yeah, let's do southwest so you can shoot at the Ace as well. I'll let you do that. You totally planned that.
That's what I was trying to do
All right, Sue.
before they moved.
Time for you to shoot at the Ace to see if you hit him. You did not. Someone's shooting at the Raider 1 with a critical hit. Good job, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
All right, we are going to blip the Raider 1 out of existence because it got hit with a particle beam cannon from that turret and has already been damaged. So he is out of action. If he's not destroyed, he's not doing good. So he's out of action entirely now. That's going to help.
Sweet.
Now the Dasper Raider Ace is going to launch some missiles. It's the only thing he's got in range. Missiles at the goal runner. That is a hit. Holy shit. No, it's not. Hold on. They have a skill. The goal runner has used its laser net turret, can function as an anti-ordnance device, so the missile doesn't hit. This is so much more fun when we can do it legit. That's why I'm only going to do this one more time. Okay. Goal runner itself has targeting solution on Raider 2 to see if it hits them with the turret. That's going to be fun. They did not. but the raider also misses. And yeah, that's all of that. So what shows up now is corporate security from the Elysium station. As they arrive and get close enough, the pirates run away. If you wanted to know what the Diasporan Raiders look like, here's what their spaceships look like. Yes, they're black because they have to be.
Oh, those are cool.
I was gonna say, but they're pretty cool, so we're gonna
Yeah,
give
it's
it.
pretty sharp.
They are pretty cool. That's pretty sharp, yeah.
It's a black X-wing, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah. Message arrives from one of the new Elysium ships that's showing up. Guest vessel, thank you for your assistance. Well, not guest vessel, shuttle, VIP shuttle beta. Thanks for your assistance. Proceed to New Elysium. We'll handle the situation from here. And then, as they're leaving, the pirate Ace says, "Rot on that rock, maggots. May you join our mates what haunt its innards."
Oh, great.
Yeah. Ghosts. All right. So, everyone needs to open your character sheet real quick and go to the main page. Where it says your class and level at the top, there's a little magnifying glass to the right-hand side.
Where is it? Yeah.
Go ahead and open that, and I need you to put a couple numbers in here. First, for your total XP is 23,000.
Okay.
And then XP needed is 34,000.
Wait, where do I find that again?
Where it says class and level, magnifying glass on the right-hand side.
Gotcha.
Whoops.
23,000?
23,000 XP, and then 34,000 XP needed.
Got it.
We're actually going to track XP in this.
Yes, we're going to track XP in this.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I want to see if there's a way I can apply that by dragging it to you. Nope. All right. So while you still got that open, or even if you don't, open it back up, you have earned 6,400 XP in this encounter. So you'll make it 29,400 for your current XP.
Okay.
Because you answered the distress call and you saved the goal runner. Otherwise, it would have only been 2,400. So,
Nice.
all right, we can take this map off now. You can get rid of. Don't do that. I'm getting rid of the space map. I'm clearing out the combat tracker. I don't think that was as fun as it should have been, but we needed to establish a couple things there, so we theater the mind it. Awesome. Arrival at New Elysium. Shortly after battle with the pirates, you arrive at New Elysium. New Elysium's docking area is a multi-armed facility on the side of an enormous asteroid. Above it, built into the spaceborne rock, is a sleek structure with countless windows, as well as a huge clear dome. A computerized message plays from the comm unit. Welcome, relax, and our automated docking system will guide you in. You'll be ready to disembark shortly. You don't even have to roll piloting checks to dock on this thing. It has automated facilities that grab your ship, pull it in slowly and gently, like a true VIP experience.
Huh.
Mechanical clank and a sharp hiss accompanies the station's airlock passageway linking to your ship, and you're now ready to disembark. Welcome to New Elysium, a plane unto itself among the stars, untouched by sorrow.
Well, except for that whole space battle thing.
You know what? No one of consequence died. You blew up one fighter.
Killed some pirates.
Probably. Maybe not, but probably. Or they're still floating out there and they're slowly dying. Either way, whatever.
Either way is satisfying.
You see the goal runner get pulled in close by as well. They're in like an adjacent docking berth. The condition that Abadar Corp sent to you is they would have your own spaceship, your PC spaceship, docked at this facility for you. It hasn't arrived yet, but it will arrive for you so that you'll have your own ride off if you need to. They can also, that gives me as a GM a little bit of flexibility in case you forgot some equipment or you need some assistance or some other PC joins. We can always add them with that ship. So, you get out of your ship. porters are there to take your baggage. So you've got people that are going to take your luggage to your room. So anyone who has foot lockers full of guns or things like that, they'll just take them and they'll take them to your room. 4 people stride down the corridor's slight slope. One is a striking Verthani man with black eyes, slickly styled dark hair, and an expensive-looking charcoal suit accented with violet, matching the illumination of his cybernetic right arm. The other is a halfling of athletic proportions with conventionally handsome tan skin, curly hair, and trimmed sideburns. Here is the halfling.
Oh my God.
Really?
That's
He wears dark business attire with a subtle crimson hue. The other 2 people, both Verthani women dressed in black microcord armor, are clearly security personnel or bodyguards. They stand back as the 2 suited men come closer.
Bow tie.
Bow tie, yes. Philip Kalsner has a bow. Yes, he has a bow tie.
No, that's his name now. Bow tie.
His name is Bow Tie? Okay. And he shakes the hand of the Verthani man with him, and then he and his 2 bodyguards head down a different passage toward their ship. So Philip comes to greet you with a hearty hello. He explains the next thing here. He thanks you for intervening on behalf of the Gold Runner and apologizes for the trouble and dangers that are inherent with such a remote location, but you're not going to find beauty like this anywhere outside of the frontier.
Or a bow tie.
Or bow tie. He assures the group that Paradise Resorts is more than willing to see to repairs on your ship. They're going to repair, well, your ship is inconsequential. It's their ship. Okay.
I need my own ship. I like.
You're going to have, you have your own ship coming.
Yes.
With a few gestures on a data pad, he sends each PC a 5,000 credit gift allowance for use on New Elysium shops or via Infosphere with one of Paradise Resort's many partners. So you can add on your character sheet in the inventory section.
Yeah.
You could just make a note of a 5,000 credit gift allowance because it's only usable here. There you go. Effectively, this sum is cash due to the broad array of items that you can buy with it. You can buy almost everything here. Limited only by your discretion. Discretion, yeah. Okay. Since you're on the frontier, you can get things here that wouldn't be exactly legal elsewhere.
Cuban cigars.
You said Cuban cigars. Think more like hunting halflings for sport. You're not thinking big enough.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So like we can rent iced tea and then take them out into the wilderness and try and kill them.
Yeah.
I know that story's been played 1,000 times, but that new one that's coming out looks kind of good.
The hunt. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the most dangerous game is where I got Zaroff's name from. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions about the gift credit allowance, the station itself, before you go into a little more of your preemptive check-in? Any questions you want to ask him?
How much money are we getting?
5,000 credits.
5,000 credits. Is that good?
You get 5,000 credit allowance on the station. Honestly, if you really pushed it, they could turn it into cash for you.
So like what's a cocktail cost?
Cocktail's going to cost on the order of a couple credits.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah. This is
and how long is this supposed to last us?
As long as you're here. So, you're scheduled to stay here a week. If you like it, you can stay longer. But you're talking 1,000 credits a night to stay here.
That's a few.
Okay. But it's a nice hotel.
But our stay is for free.
Your stay is already comped. Everything is comped. Your stay is comped. Your basic meals are comped. If you want to get the best liquor imaginable and get fucked up, you can do that. Think about a 1 credit per $1 equivalency.
Sweet.
So you can get cheap booze for a couple credits. You can get real good booze for a few credits. You can get bottles of very expensive booze for 300 credits. So I've actually got a list somewhere that I'm not worried about looking up right now. But yeah, you can spend your money on that. You can buy illegal weapons. You can buy biotech enhancements to your body. There's people that will do that for you. Pretty much anything you want to do, you can do here. And that's the point of putting it out in the frontier.
Oh, snap. I want some biotech.
Oh, snap. Okay. One reason you've all been invited to our little resort is to be the first to experience an upgrade to our amenities. We have maximized guest comfort by way of software integration. Our Keys to Elysium app is your personal concierge, putting everything we offer at your command with a touch or a word. So, you've all got a terminal. You've got essentially a smartphone, and it's not on your sheet because it's so ubiquitous that you always have it. It is your financial record. It is your consumer database. It holds all of your medical information. It's your telephone. It's your chat program. It's your social media app. It is your interface device. He, using a data pad, Philip pulls up a 3D icon shaped like a silver key and flicks it through your terminals. Each of your terminals gives you the option to install this software. That is going to be the key to your room. It's going to show you where everything is on the station, all that good stuff. So each of the PC's comm units asks permission to accept the download of the new program.
Sure.
Cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfectly safe. So if you want to put in your inventory, if you want to add your inventory keys to Elysium, that will be helpful. Because then that's going to let you go to places. Sense
how
motive.
do I add like stuff like that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it, Casey. Oh, how do you add something? On your inventory page in the upper right-hand corner should be something that looks like a little pencil that says Edit List.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah.
Yep. And then you can just plus to add
I
something.
want to know what this jackass is really thinking.
Okay. Okay. Sense motive on Philip. Philip thinks that the Keys to Elysium is the best thing since sliced bread. This is a way that they can allow access to all these areas and limit it per person.
And
So,
track.
just like a regular of course they got to track you. This is a dangerous wilderness. They got to be able to come and get you if they need you.
It's like
And
going
you
to
can-
Disney World.
You
They
can call
know where you're
for,
at.
yep, you can call for medical assistance there. You can call for security from there.
So how do I get them to not track me? That's my next
That
question.
you're going to have to, if you go to your room and you get with your terminal, you may be able to do some computer hacking to take a further look at the code.
It's the first thing I'm doing.
That's the first thing you're doing for me, too.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory.
There.
I like it.
Now, anything you want here at the resort is as close as your comm unit. Your free stay is predicated on you using the app and allowing it to send us relevant data. So you can also use it to send us feedback in real time, and if you like, anonymously. We're sure you'll love it. You can give the virtual personality any name you wish, and it will respond, although it defaults to keys, so it's Alexa. The app is voice activated, so simply ask for whatever you need, and you can do it.
All right, I changed mine to pineapple first.
Pineapple, okay. Is that your safe word?
Pineapples.
Just saying, for example.
Sea cucumber! Sea cucumber!
I've never accidentally said pineapple. I'm just saying.
Okay, so some of the things that Keys to Elysium does. Personal virtual concierge. Using Keys to Elysium, guests can order or schedule anything the resort offers, connect with facilities, control features such as hot tubs or air conditioning, lighting in their rooms. So you can, with your map app on it, you can see where every guest is, even if you don't know them. Once you have made a connection with a guest, you can actually track them specifically. So you can find out where your new friends are. But until then, you just see dots walking around the map. So you know where people are in the station, where they're congregating, where they're having a party, whatever.
It's like the most invasive Marauders map ever.
That's what I was just thinking was a Marauders map. It's kind of like that, except you can't pinpoint who is the dot until you've actually connected with them.
Yeah.
That you've made
Harry
friends.
Potter map, man.
Yep. In addition to amenity controls and a service-based interface, the app allows guests to tag other friends as users or other users as friends, like I just said. Then you communicate instantly with them. These things aren't anything new to modern communists. This has happened before. Most large communities will have something like this, but the interactive map of public areas is nice. Show you where your friends are located. The app allows guests to customize how the app is used, allowing them to manage alerts, personal tracking, voice feedback, people identified as blocked or friends, etc. The user can clear data, send usage statistics from feedback, set an app's contextual guidance from full tutorial mode to no guidance at all. And by default, Keys to Elysium has access each PC's personal information for use in customizing ads. That's all they're looking for, is they just want to give you targeted advertisements, because that's not creepy at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
I have information how you
Minority
can.
Report, if you will.
Kind of used to that.
Yeah, it's kind of dude. If you use Facebook, you're used to that.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about the bald spot, and now I'm getting all sorts of ads about hair replacement. All right, there it is. Analyzing Keys to Elysium software, which is a violation of the user agreement, requires a successful computers check and takes an hour. So we'll do that when you want to, Casey. And I have information on how to remove it as well. So I'm just going to keep this little note open, because I think that's probably
a good idea. Because that's the first thing I'm doing.
All right. You can see the Buzzblades. There's 6 of them. They're pretty beefy dudes and chicks, but they're sports ball people. So they're the normal jocks talking about getting adjoining suites and bro this and bro that. What's that?
And they're welcome, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any of that, so it was very important.
Oh, the Buzzblades?
Yeah.
They're sports ball people.
Oh,
They're champions of a very
They're the
violent
ones we just saved.
Yeah, they're the people on the shuttle you just saved.
I expect some sort of autograph.
Oh, you could probably get autographs from them. Yeah, if you approach them, they'll be great.
Like after that, I expect a few free drinks.
That's what I was going to say. Let's party with these cats.
You can probably party with them just fine, yeah. Let's see.
No, I just want to sell their autographs.
I just want the free drinks.
You're not going to use your own free money.
Well, obviously not.
No, I got things to do with that.
Okay. You're introduced to Kane Zaffel, who is New Elysium security specialist. Dreller already knows this dude. He commands the resort's security squads and starship patrols. He's fit and looks the part of a proper groomed military officer. Here's this dude. Zane. He's okay. He follows. He's a little too stuck on the rules to be really comfortable with you. But from a military standpoint, that's exactly what you want from a dude like this.
Yeah, I'm used to that from soldiering.
Yeah.
Guy's all business. That's
although
okay.
he follows the rules and maintains decorum, he's a little bit arrogant and authoritarian.
Yeah.
He thinks he's the shit. Well, you're in the frontier, and for the last few years, they've been building this thing without any guests, and it had to be like a military situation. Dr. Sidrani Lohman is a physician who supervises New Elysium Spa and medical facilities. She's second to Philip when it comes to managerial authority. So let me get you some information on her. Dr. Lohman, here she is professional and kind. She genuinely seems to be interested in the demeanor and welfare of the guests within her facilities.
And she's directly a character taken from Mass Effect.
Almost exactly, yes. She maintains a professional demeanor while attempting to remain approachable, but she's not an approachable person because she's too much of a bookworm. But she is legit in wanting to help people. Then there's Rhiannon. I'll give her stats to you. She usually appears to be a female Verthani, but what she actually looks like is this. She is a reptoid. She works under Dr. Lohman as an augmentation specialist. So she's the one who will do biographs and cybernetics and all that good stuff. She's courteous, but seems to be more comfortable in her job than in social situations because she's also another fucking nerd. And then I don't have a picture for Vorlin, but she's a female half-elf, retired Xenowarden, got the job overseeing care for the green fields and other flora, largely because she's a friend that calls her family. Philip calls her Vori. She works at New Elysium in order to gain access to the resort's amenities because it's a really nice place to live. She wraps her willowy frame in robes and leaves her long silver hair loose or tied in a bun. And I wish I had a picture of that because that sounds pretty cool. But that's the staff. That's part of the staff that you meet. There's about 50 staff members, anywhere from security or 30 people take care of the guests, including Dreller, and Gorilla is technically part of the staff, but he's in maintenance, so he doesn't actually touch guests at all. All right, that's the staff. Now the Buzzblades. You've met these guys. They come over to shake your hand. Barrelnor is a young, strong forward with close-cropped red hair. He's a dwarf. Trim beard. He's jolly and distractible. Other people call him the new kid. Then you have Kofisu, is a lithe and fast rearback. He likes to talk strategy and philosophy, but doesn't tolerate foolish or disrespectful behavior directed to him or his teammates. Lomer is an agender android, centerback, short and solidly built with curly hair and a skin the color of bronze with copper accents. And Verle, a female Lashunta, is a young fastback or a winger. Yaziola is a vest, the most massive and renowned of the Buzzblades, is the team's notorious number 13, a lockback or demoralizer. She has no regard for cowards. And then finally, now these are people you're going to party with, so I'm putting their descriptions up here for you. Second largest Buzzblade, an older forward. He's nearing retirement with oiled black wavy hair and beard. They look up to him because he's the veteran. I have put all these things in the chat because you're able to actually drag them into your notes if you want to.
Oh.
Yep. So it's not just to provide a context to my own ramblings, but if you want to either make your own notes with the notes thing or you want to add it to your character sheet, you can drag any of these over there and it will copy it for you without you retyping it. I'll give you a second on that.
When you say notes, you mean notes under our character sheet?
You can do that, or there's actually there should be a notes button right below images on the left-hand side. There's a button that says notes that you can actually make notes yourself. And you'll have to press the pencil in the lower right-hand corner to make a new note.
Wait a minute, I'm not finding that. What the heck?
Are you in PC mode?
Which mode?
PC.
So
you go to library and then play. I'm sorry, it's called play. Play mode will open those up. I can see Casey's doing it.
Yeah.
Because he's good.
There we go. I'll make this shit public.
Yep. Okay, Casey's going to take notes and make it public. That's cool.
Now I got notes. Okay.
I don't need to be taking all these notes down.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, I'm not gonna continue.
Hey.
You are making it really tough to read though, Casey, because you're adding the new notes to the middle of old notes.
Oh, shit, I just assumed it was going to the back. Oh man, that's the worst. I assumed it was
Try again. Yeah, exit out of this. Try again.
Fine.
hit the pencil again. It's nice that I can watch what you're doing. And hit plus. Now you might want to put your cursor at the end and like hit return a couple times.
If he's making these public, I'm not going to bother.
Oh my God, dude. Move the notes window out of the way.
Yeah, no shit.
There you go.
All right.
All right, that's research into that. Go back to my story here, see where we're at. Oh, I get to throw a map up here. I'll let Casey make a couple notes before I bombard him with this giant map.
I'm almost there.
I've got to get this
I got
That
most
is-
of my notes. I got all the people in.
Cool. That's going to be useful. Anytime that I put something on the chat window, you are able to drag it into notes and do it a lot easier than retyping it. That's just a service I provide to you.
All right. So what do I do to save this? Just close it, or you want to?
Yeah. You can lock it with the little lock button right by where you're at. And then actually unlock it. Don't hit that. Unlock it. Type a name for the note. Okay. People on this rock. Good one. Now lock it. And X. And where on your notes page, you've got a whole bunch of stuff in the search bar.
Yeah.
Delete all that. Or X out of notes and reopen it. Might be easier. Because I should be able to see. Hey, look.
Why did some of the stuff I pasted come up in the chat?
I don't know. You must have pasted it to the chat.
In the chat.
That's weird. But I can see the people on the rock note. Good. Man, if I weren't a dick, I'd have made that for you. But here we are.
There we go.
Oh, no.
There we go.
There you go. Now you have access to look back on the notes about the people on the rock.
Yes.
Yes. Anyone can make notes, and if you make them public, everyone can see them. We can see that Seawall Trip did this one. So I'm going to award him 300 experience points. I'm kidding. All right, I'm going to share a map to you now. This is the main level of the station. It will take a second to load up. Perfect. At the top, now if you zoom in, you're going to see there's lots of squares. This is a big goddamn map. You can do it! All right, at the top, that passage that you came from goes to the docks. So this is where you're going to come in from. All right. An extensive domed area opens ahead, replete with smells of freshwater, grass, and honeysuckle. The dome overhead mimics a partially cloudy sunset sky, lighting a broad meadow interspersed with trees, a creek, and a pond. Other guests lounge or play in the park. To the rear of the park is a gigantic cliff around a cave which has a waterfall on its back wall. You could totally swim in this perfectly clean water. Philip turns and smiles. Welcome to Greenfields, the resort's park, with an Absalom standard day-to-night ratio. Our asteroid rotates slowly so the sun isn't visible through the dome during our night phase, but the river between us is. Greenfields has everything, from swimming to a trail we call the Loop, even a bar in the grotto. Traversing the Loop takes you all the way around the facility with a spectacular view the whole time. So you've got all sorts of walkie paths. He laughs. Sorry, my enthusiasm is getting away with me. Keys to Elysium can provide you details on all of our amenities. You can use it to contact me, other resort staff. If there's nothing else, I'll leave you to enjoy your evening. With that, Philip nods and leaves the PCs. The Buzzblades are coming in behind you, and they're kind of hooting and hollering. They always have fun wherever they go. And they're going to hit up the bar first. So that's their plan. Your Keys to Elysium reminds you that there is an opening gala, which is scheduled to occur at 6 p.m. the following day. Then it starts a celebratory countdown. So your program is telling you to count down about that opening gala, which is supposed to be a big event that you get all dressed up fancy for. Exploring this map a little bit, the New Elysium has 3 floors, which is your main floor that you're on now, a lower floor that includes staff facilities, and a lodging floor for guests and staff rooms. A side view of the resort can be found. Where is it? Nope. Nope. Oh man, where's my side view? Anyway, New Elysium is built to simulate a series of buildings with walkways and courtyards open to the sky. The ceiling and walls are open areas are clear composite, beyond which is vacuum. However, these structures either project holographic images of sunny daytime scenes or the actual diasporan sky, in which the river between can often be seen. Guests can manipulate nearby viewing areas so that the actual exterior can be seen at any time, effectively creating personal windows into space. So with your app, you can cause pieces of the dome to stop the holographic projection and look out into the sky. The resort's guest sections are automatic sliding doors which open when approached and close behind, provided you have the right access on your app. The resort has simulated day and night phases. Each lasts about 9 hours with 3 hours of twilight between each phase. A simulated sun is in a lightly clouded sky shines through the sophisticated optics built into the ceiling. So this is doing everything it can do to seem like a real place, like a terrestrial location.
So this can be disrupted, though, correct?
Absolutely. Anything mechanical can be disrupted.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. New Elysium has fewer staff members than normal due to the lower guest occupancy right now. Holograms, robots with virtual personalities, and simple drones perform numerous minor services, further reducing the need for personnel. So you've got little maintenance droids, housekeeping droids that'll come to your room, things that will do just basic tasks. The Hollows Tavern, where is that at? Anyway, the big tavern will it'll actually have real people in it. Has living staff members who serve as bartender and host while guests place their orders on console and are served by drones. So that's typical for how this is going to operate. Elysium, the new Elysium central computer servers provide core functionality and personality to them. So each one of your servers has its own individual personality, artificially generated, blah, blah, blah. Unless otherwise noted, the resort staff offers assisted services from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., mid-dawn until mid-dusk. Most of the features remain open at other hours but are automated, so you don't normally get a person after 7 p.m. unless it's security, of course. You can pay with any form of money you want. They'll take electronic payment. They'll take your grandma's gold teeth if you got them.
Bet they would.
Thank you, Suicidal.
Yep. Guests who want to use cred sticks are encouraged to make a deposit with guest services before or during a stay. So they would prefer that you have to cash in your hard currency for credits because, you know, it's easier than carrying around stuff to be stolen. All right, that's the features of the thing. One of the things you notice as you're walking around, and I'm sure you guys are walking around exploring this place before you actually get to your guest rooms, brief personalized ads pop up whenever you visit marketplaces or you're in places that have, you know, areas. And somebody had mentioned Minority Report. Yeah, it's kind of like that. If Gorilla were here, it would know that he's purchased a lot of grenades recently because it can read the data on his personal transaction history. So it will pop up advertisements for grenades or grenade launchers for him. A thin human, you see an image flash in front of you. A thin human walks along a darkened station corridor, neon lights flashing strange shadows overhead. As the human is shot, a voiceover proclaims, Kasatha microcord saves lives. The figure then rises from the ground and sprints away. Things like this. They'll have little vignette advertisements that'll show things, will speak to you, will try to target advertisements specifically for you.
Yeah, I hate this already.
One more is Verces eclipses. You hate everything about this already. Verces eclipses the sun, leaving a bright corona and briefly showing the Eclipse Innovations logo before fading away. A simultaneous voiceover said, "Keys to Elysium transformed your stay. Penumbra will transform your world. Coming soon." So you get advertisements for new shit.
Into Penumbra for sure.
Add that to your notes, dude.
Oh,
all right. So, I think that if you look on your map, and you got to scroll down quite a ways to get to where you get to your guest rooms, but they're on the next floor. Through spiral stairs from a Taste of Elysium, you can go to upper levels. You've got places and lifts to take you to all sorts of places. So the elevators are right. So in the center of the facility is a smaller circle, which is your big dining hall. Well, restaurant place, the Taste of Elysium. Below that, you see 4 elevator bays. I suppose if I weren't a jerk, I could draw on here. Your elevators, I've got a circle that I'm drawing around them down here. Yep, if you scroll down a little bit on your map, Casey, you'll see the elevator bays. That will take you upstairs or downstairs. Upstairs is guest rooms, and then downstairs is staff rooms. So that's where Pat's room would be, is downstairs. We don't have maps for that because it's not important. What do we want to do? You can check into your rooms. You've got you see your Keys to Elysium app pop up that you've got your room number and your stuff has been dropped off at your room already. So how do you want to spend your first day here?
Right here.
Hacking things in his room.
We'll get to your hacking in a moment.
Right.
I wonder if I can like add everyone here as a friend with or without their approval.
No, you have to have approval.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty skilled with my computer.
In theory, I'll work on that.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm pretty skilled with computers. I want to.
So you want to be able to track every single person in the
All
place.
the time.
Okay. All the
as
time.
well as be able to interact with things like their security cameras and
Okay. So you've got a bit of hacking you're going to do too.
yes.
Okay, we'll get to you. So I know what Teletraan and Otto are going to do. Are you guys going to work together at all?
Yeah. Because
Yeah, we'll probably
Okay.
give each other a synergy bonus, right?
I want to make us invisible. That's my first.
You want to make your guy? Okay, we'll get to you guys on what you want to do.
My first goal is.
But I assume you've all friended each other already,
Oh, I'm sure.
because then you know the format for the IP addressing and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's going to be important. All right. Who else wants to do something? You can shop. You can attend shows. You can interact
I
with
want
other
to wander
people.
around,
Okay.
I was gonna say, let's
Kinda
party
get
a
a-
little bit.
Okay.
get a view about the place and check
Social.
out the people that are there, you know.
Cool. Dreller's still on the clock, so he's going to end up doing some more shuttle runs with a different shuttle because you busted the last one.
I didn't
Coming out of
bust
your
it. The
check.
Pirates
You
busted it.
dick.
You know they're gonna hit you. They're gonna hit you on your check for that.
There's 3,500 credits gone.
But I saved the incoming guests. We're
Yes.
heroes.
You're
Yeah,
totally heroes,
no.
but
We're
there's still money
heroes.
involved.
You're an employee.
Actually, no. That's some Abadar Corp bullshit. New Elysium's not all about that. They're a better company to work for.
And that's
Smaller
why I'm
company.
here, really.
You've been able to see both sides of it. All right. As far as the people that are walking around, on your map, I'll give you a quick tour on here. So if you scroll up to the Greenfields area at the top, to the left of the Greenfields, there's a Azure Sky. That is a nice bar and performance area. So they'll have shows, and either on non-peak hours, they'll have really crappy karaoke. On peak hours, they'll actually have professional entertainers come up there and do any kind of shows, and they'll always let you know ahead of time how risque the show may be before you go in. If you don't want to see any sort of nudity, you don't have to go in on those hours. Traveling south from there, we have the Wild Apples Market, which looks like a little farmer's market here. Wild Apples, simple fare but ample entertainment, including trivia nights, viewings of sporting events. They've got things you can buy and take home. So they got 2 mechanical writing beasts. You'll see them on the sides there. So it's a little shop and friendlier bar and cabaret, whereas the Azure Sky is really upscale. Then to the left of the Wild Apples, you have the Absalom Bistro, a walk-in restaurant with a casual dress code. Absalom Bistro offers an eclectic mid-tier dining experience. The bistro prides itself on serving a variety of packed world mainstays with touches of interstellar food and drink. So this is more like your craft beer place. They're going to be really big about the essence of the liquor that you're consuming, really get the feel of the hops as they were harvested on Saldonia 4 or whatever the fuck ever.
Oh, so that's where your pretentious hipster fags.
Yeah, it's the yeah, I didn't want to say it that way, but yeah, that nails it. Below that, or south of there, you have the Lycarian Cabaret, which is another light dining theater. That's that circular room to the south. Below that, you have the Muses meeting rooms where you can do, you take out different conference areas to have your private meetings or private service of whatever service you're looking for. 2 small ballrooms, the Wave Walker and the Emerald Song. Boardroom-style meeting areas. Except for the Grand Court, these halls can be customized with temporary walls to form tailored spaces. Not only can they put up temporary walls, they can put sound shielding up. So whatever you want to do in these, they can accommodate that. If you look to the right or to the east of that meeting area and cabaret place, you'll get to the Hollows Tavern, which is an open-air tavern. Next to one of the Painted Forest playrooms and always open, the Hollows Tavern provides a sit-down area and wide array of drinks and snacks. You can get food and drinks almost anywhere you want here.
Cruise ship.
Huh?
It's cruise ship.
It's a cruise ship, yeah. If you've ever been on a cruise ship or if you've ever stayed at the Venetian in Las Vegas, that's what this is reminding me of. Because it's an artificial sky, it's always nice. You've got all sorts of things to do. You've got, if you go to the right a little more, all these small rooms are specific private entertainment, gambling halls, private parties, public reservations that you can take on those. Most shows are holographic recordings, but the resort can also host live performers of any type imaginable. Going north of that is more Hall of Splendors, which are more of these showroom type areas. You can get your Cirque du Soleil there if you wanted to. The Loop is this kind of brown passage that goes all the way around the station, this little walkways. So the Loop is your way to walk and enjoy everything. The other nice thing to note is...
Probably, maybe 11, leave the house and be done playing at 10. Okay. On the right-hand side, kind of that shoulder to the right of the green fields, because we're all the way back up to the top again, is Contemplation. For those who need a place to relax, Contemplation is a lounge that provides comfortable seating, serves no intoxicants stronger than coffee, and permits no inhalation of materials that give off secondhand vapors. So if you want a nice, quiet place devoid of external stimuli, this is your place to go. The terrace itself supports a gravity chute that allows guests to leap onto the chute and drop harmlessly onto the sunroom. So you've got places where you can play with gravity. Almost any amenity you can imagine. Then, of course, the green fields, you've got your waterfall, you've got your little place to swim in. The river itself goes down and then comes back up to the waterfall. So it's all recycled and filtered water. Perfect for anyone who'd want to do something like that.
So are we in our room?
Yeah, you're at your room now. I wanted to describe the resort for the people who are walking along in it.
I know. I'm sorry.
And we'll get to what they want to do in a moment.
That was a lot of jackassery right there. I apologize.
Okay, you guys are going to try to hack into the Keys to Elysium program, right?
Yeah.
I want the number.
Oh, so you're more worried with Eclipse Innovations and what they're doing.
Yes.
Okay. I assume Jeff is going to work on Keys to Elysium, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if I get to the right spot here. Analysis. All right. Analyzing Keys to Elysium software, which, again, is a violation of your end-user agreement. You need a computer's check and 1 hour. So your computer check is a DC 31.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Do you have at least plus 11?
I'm plus 14.
Okay, so you got a chance.
Roll high.
Now, if you wanted to spend all evening on it, I'd let you take 20 and automatically pass it.
Oh, and spend what? The whole hour?
Yeah, no, you're going to spend the whole evening. You'll spend 6 hours to take a 20.
Oh.
Okay. For people not familiar with D20 Modern, take 10 and take 20 was a way to do checks without a die roll. So you could take 10 because you're presuming to spend 20 minutes on something, and you're going to get an average success on it. You don't even roll your die, you just add 10 to your skill. Take 20 is a longer process. It can take hours at a time, but it's for something you can only take 10 or take 20 on a check that has no consequence for failure, because this simulates you rolling over and over and over again until you get the roll you need. So I'm going to say all evening, about 5 hours, but you can crack the code if you don't want to roll the die, or you can roll the die and see if you can do it right away.
I'm going to roll the die. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm totally ready.
Nice.
Didn't do it.
Oh.
Oh. You have to try again.
That's too bad.
Okay.
Now we're going to do Casey's thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you need a culture check.
Culture. Oh man, I should be on computers.
No, you're researching Eclipse Innovations. You're not looking. You don't have any of their computer shit to look at. You need someone with culture.
Yeah,
I have culture.
Like me. Oh,
Yeah.
well, who's there?
somebody else should do this one.
You can holler at Sue and have her come up.
Yeah, I'll holler at Sue, and then I'll work on fucking this stupid keys program then.
Okay, hold on. I'm reading this real quick. Okay. Are you going to go up to the room where they're doing hacking things, Sue?
Sure.
Okay. I need you to make a DC 25 culture check. You guys are level 7. These aren't easy checks. But I know you can make
Hold on,
it.
I'm trying to grab it.
Yeah, because we are so good at skill checks.
Yeah,
As always.
that's like our forte, right?
That's what you're good at.
Well, it's funny. I
Come
rolled
on,
a 15
stop it.
and everyone was like, yes. And you were like, no.
No, it didn't work.
I'm having some technical difficulties. Give me just a second, guys.
Oh,
My
okay.
little things bouncing around all crazy. Like,
Little cursor things going wacky.
I think I grabbed it. I hope I grabbed the right one.
Okay.
How many times I said that recently?
Oh, nope, that didn't work because it didn't show up.
You got to grab the little die next to the thing that says +10.
Well, it rolled a 19, but it didn't.
Yeah, but it didn't roll in the thing.
Yeah, it's going to roll in the chat window.
If you double click on the
Come
dial
on.
chat window.
Come on. You want me to do it? Do you need me to do it for you?
No, just give me,
Okay, I'll
give me just a couple
it's
seconds.
hard to do without a mouse. Yeah, you might be able to just double click it.
It's just super tiny.
Yep. Hey, look at that. You didn't make it.
My first one would have made it.
Okay, I'll count it. I'll count it for the first one. So Eclipse Innovations is a diverse technological and magitech company. Research company specializing in diverse technological and magitech inquiry and application. The firm is based in the Versite city of Kuvakara. Nothing about its public information mentions New Elysium or the keys to Elysium, but instead previewing, in an attempt to build up buzz, a social media solution called Penumbra, which will be available very soon. You want to do another culture check to get more info?
Sure. Hopefully it's easier this time. Come on, you.
You didn't make it, but I'll tell you anyway. Eclipse is a large
Oh, I
business.
did computers. Damn it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well.
okay. Eclipse is a large business with an average reputation. It's neither virtuous nor scandalous. They are just one of those companies that's out there, kind of like Johnson & Johnson. You know, you once you figure, oh yeah, Eclipse, they put their name on a lot of stuff. We just don't really hear that name. But they do a lot of things. But they are a technological and magitech company. So they kind of fuse magic in with technology. Now, Casey, at this point, you could make a DC 30s computer check based on her information.
Right.
God damn, you guys fucking suck at skill checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
16.
as always.
Sucker.
Consistent at least.
Roll one more time.
Yeah, I suck.
You guys are awful. You pull up information about the executive director of software development, and you see his name is Keon Reese, and you notice the picture of Keon Reese reminds you of the Verthani guy that was leaving the same time you guys are coming in.
Oh.
So all Verthani don't look the same?
Not to everybody. Just racists like you. All right, Keys to Elysium. Someone's analyzing this shit. Okay, what do you want to do first on the Keys to Elysium, Jeff?
I want to be able to, again, I guess the first thing I want to do is be able to make us, like he was saying, make it to where they can't track us.
Okay, so you have to analyze the code first. You got to make that DC 31 computer check first.
Come on, fucker. Fuck.
You haven't rolled a 1 yet, so you haven't alerted the staff. So, you are seeing some interesting things about this. There is as far as application size, this is pretty huge. Like I said, there are similar applications when you go to big cities that you can just download the everything about Absalom Station type app. This is a little larger than that, but not really suspiciously larger. There just is a lot of information. And that may be because you can track people on this one, whereas normal apps, you don't track people. So there's a lot of software work that has to go into play to track people. So we'll let you try other things in a bit. Jason, anything really appealing for you down on the floor? Anything really you want to do? You're walking around like a big dragon pimp, carrying around a big dragon staff.
So my thought is I kind of want to blend in, right? I'm this huge cat who is wearing way too much armor for anybody to be comfortable. So if I can actually find those folks who we saved, the
Buzzblades. Yeah, pretty much. If you just use your ears,
adoration to help me blend in a little bit and draw a little less attention to myself.
All right. Right now they are at Wild Apples, which is to the west of the big green area.
Which prior to the gap was Applebee's.
Yes, it was Applebee's. Yes. It's actually a combination of Wild Pitch and Applebee's. So it's your hometown bistro where chicks wear really, really tight shorts.
Ah, gotcha.
It's like a high-end Hooters. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, you've never been to a Wild Pitch, have you?
No.
Wild Pitch is a high-end Hooters. Yeah.
Jesus.
And then
Never heard of it.
Even better.
So it's a cross between Hooters and Applebee's.
So is this the one that has the 4 squares in the middle of it, or the one
Yep,
that has?
it's one of the 4 squares in the middle of it, and they're mechanical riding bulls. Yeah, I'll mark it for you. Let me switch to drawing mode and draw around this area right here. You can see this appear in a second.
The school website, sorry.
It's this area to the left of the southern end of the green fields. Do you see it yet?
Not yet.
But
it's the place with the riding bulls in it.
It's the place with the riding bulls.
There?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right there, Casey. Yeah, you got it. I'm going to erase all of it because it looks ugly.
There it is.
Yep. All right, I just erased that mark, but now you see where it's at. Good. I didn't know.
There you go.
Suckers. All right, cool. So we're going to take your guy, and I'll actually see if I can put him here. Of course, I can't because you're not in the combat tracker yet. Hold on. We're going to mark you as being here, and I'm going to make you the right size.
Holy shit.
Hold on, let me zoom in.
What's the name of that map?
This map is A main floor. There you are, you big fuck.
Dude, you don't fit through the door.
He'll fit. He has
I'll
ways
make
of
a way.
fitting. Yeah. We're gonna
He'll
put.
make it
Let me fill up the combat tracker real quick, just because that's easier to track where you guys are. I can't put you on a map unless you're here.
Oh,
Huh?
Jay takes up 4 squares.
Yeah, he does. So does.
Oh my God.
Sue just does it in a skinny way. But yeah, he's a large size individual.
Hmm.
So imagine Shaq in a mosh pit.
I've actually seen that.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really fun. Shaq headbanging on the railing is pretty fun.
All right, so got those guys. Hey, Dreller, you're bringing in some more VIPs. There
right.
seems to be okay. So the next group of people that you meet is a female Sheeran, is a travel writer known for harsh but fair criticism of vacation sites across the Pack Worlds. So Sethesta is here to review the station. Paradise Reports invited her for obvious reasons, and she is outgoing and venturesome, has an athletic build, and accommodates her adventurous spirit. Her antennae tend to twitch when she gets excited about something. Do you know what a Sheeran is?
Heard about her before, right?
Insect.
Yes, Sheeran is
I
an
don't.
insect. So let me show you, Jason, just so we get all these species. So Sheeran female, here's a good example.
I almost made a Sheeran soldier and named him
Yep.
Ed.
Sheeran are insectoids. They actually have 3 genders. There's male, female, and then there's other. And the other is the one that carries the fertilized eggs. So they have a he, a she, and a they in their gender makeup.
Okay.
This is a female Sheeran. Next, we have Indigo 13, which is a female android. Personal attendant and bodyguard to Romy, who's the next person I'll describe, has a feminine-leaning appearance and affect. She has pale blue skin with blue accents and blue fiber optic hair that can illuminate and change color to emphasize her mood. Indigo is outgoing and tries to influence Romy to step outside of their narrow comfort zone. However, if anyone threatens her or Romy, she can be ruthless. And then Romy is the agender android. I got a picture of Romy here because she's that important. Here's Romy. Software mogul from Avalon, famous for consulting on personal interface solutions. Paradise Resorts has invited her for professional feedback on Keys to Elysium. The android abstains from downloading or using the virtual concierge, but also keeps an eye on how other guests interact with the program. She's suspicious as well. Romy is an intellectually curious android who displays very little emotional responses, relying on their personal attendant and bodyguard Indigo 13 to navigate social events. Hairless, ebony skin, plain, practical, loose-fitting clothing, sometimes goes barefoot. Then you got one more person on your ship, which is Tak Crowder Nuggets, who's a male Yosoki. We'll show you what Yosoki are. These guys are cool. Let me see if I can type. Got a delay for a second. There we go. Yosoki are bug people. Not bug people. No, they're rat people. So a Yosoki is little rattling type things. They're short in stature. This guy is a holodeck streamer infamous for broadcasting tawdry material, and he's here because he won a ticket by getting his audience to enter the sweepstakes mentioned on page 5 using his name. So he got all of his followers. Here is the rat version of PewDiePie. While this was technically against the rules of the contest, they didn't wish to anger him or his fan base, so they cut a deal with him, allowing him to attend as long as he doesn't broadcast his stay here. He fully intends to broadcast his stay here.
I really wish
Of course he does.
who PewDiePie was.
You wish you knew. Yeah, I'm glad you don't. It's better.
No, I do.
Oh, you do. You wish you didn't.
Yes,
It'd be better for everything if you didn't.
I have an 8-year-old and 10-year-old.
All right, so that gives you ideas of the type of people that Pat is carrying through next. So that's your next load of VIPs, and it takes you a good while to go to different spots and pick them up. But you have met them and you interact with them like an Uber driver should.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He just dogged you as a pilot, though, man. He called you an Uber driver.
Hey, Uber drivers are professional drivers, and their safety record is so good. You now have less than a 1% chance to be violently raped and murdered.
Ooh.
They've made a lot of steps in that direction. Less than 1%. You know what? That's 99% where I come from.
Hey, you know what? That's still safer than stepping foot into a bathroom. So
Probably so.
even in your own home.
Or a school. Sorry.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Or a
Ouch.
church. Or a Walmart.
Oh, Walmart. Holy shit. That's the new battle zone is Walmart.
Mhm.
Too soon. Too soon.
You know what? I'm going to pause.
Yeah.
Back to recording. Okay. All
Well,
right.
the interesting thing okay.
Okay.
Back to something far more fun.
Because the real ones are too depressing. All right. Invasive program monitoring all of your thoughts. We're back to that.
Okay.
That's fun.
Wait,
Yes.
I thought we were going fictional again.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to try and warp the matrix here.
Okay. All right. So you need to. Okay. Within the app itself, it installs real easily. It's a little larger than normal. Service-based interface. You figure that out. The app allows guests to customize how it's used, allowing you to manage alerts, personal tracking. There's even deep in about 4 submenus a way to turn off advertisements.
Well,
But that's
spend
hidden.
the rest of the night on this. So
Okay. You find an About dialog box in the settings that includes a user agreement and privacy policy and reveals Eclipse Innovation as the software's manufacturer. So Eclipse Innovation made Keys to Elysium. Eclipse Innovation is not Paradise Resorts. It's a different company. But, you know, they're affiliated because you saw the dude. The app is set to automatically update. But that's not obvious either. That's a couple menus past turning off ads.
turn that off too.
Okay. The app warns that doing this is a violation of the guest agreement. It's a violation of the agreement that granted you your free vacation. Doing so will attract the attention of the staff, who will show up to remind you of the app's terms and conditions. You could tell that this particular setting is linked to alerts.
Well, I'm going to do what I can to unlink that.
Okay. Let's do a DC 31 computers check.
Oh.
There you go.
Come on. You can do it, Casey.
Okay.
All right.
Boom.
You have been able to shut off the automatic updates on yours without alerting anybody.
Sweet.
About time.
All right. But that's just for yours. You'd have to do the same check for everyone else.
I don't care about everybody else.
Okay, cool. Hold on one sec. Yeah, do another computer check for me. There we are.
Yay.
Now we're getting someplace. Where is it?
Bust out my emerald.
The app is a hybrid technology, which is nothing unusual. So this is Magitech technology, which makes sense with Eclipse Innovations. Okay, that's not there. The only way to remove is to wipe the comm unit's firmware with a successful DC 30 computers check.
I don't want to.
So yeah, you can't. If you want to remove it later, that's what it'll take. So we'll leave that there. What other information do you want to know about Keys to Elysium? Because you've gotten into the firmware now, Jeff. We know who manufactured it. We know who gave it to Paradise Resorts. We know kind of what the idea is it's to monitor guests and see what they're actually doing within the park, which isn't that nefarious, but it's still invasive.
We want to be unmonitored.
All right. I'll let you. Well, if you're unmonitored, then you don't appear on anyone's tracking.
Right.
Why
I
not?
don't necessarily want to appear on their tracking, but I want to be able to track everyone.
Okay. you want to know the name of every person in the resort.
I want to and be able to see where. Yeah. So that way,
Okay.
if we need to make plans to move stuff, and stuff like that later
and
on.
couple that with, I'd like to be able to turn on and off whether or not they know where we are.
Yeah.
Okay, those are going to be pretty substantial. You're going to have to recode some stuff here. To be able to see the identity of everyone, because you can already see the location of everyone. To see the identity of everybody, you're going to need a DC 34 computer check.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Do I get a synergy bonus if me and the goblin are helping each other?
Sure. I'll give you a +4 to it. So go to your modifier down below, add +4, and roll your check, because I assume the goblin thinks it's a good idea too.
Absolutely.
Not quite. Okay, and the other thing you wanted to do, Casey, was to be able to put something in there to toggle your appearance.
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be a DC 34 as well, but Otto can help you. So add +4 to that modifier down below, and take a roll.
I just hit 4, or I hit +4?
+4.
I think if you just hit 4, it'll be a +4.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you totally didn't do it. Okay, so you guys aren't able to make those happen yet. Maybe once you interact with the software a little bit more in later days. So Jason is hanging out with the Buzzball team. They are a raucous bunch. They like to have fun. They are a little on the physical side of enjoyment, which, makes sense. The reason that only a handful of members of their 13-member roster got to show up was because their championship match was so brutal that there's still a few people in the hospital. Because this is a sport for very violent folks. All right, there's that one.
Yeah. The captain of their squad tracks the destroyer.
Okay. One thing that you notice on your app as you're messing through it is there is a person that has been brought through the docks whose black dot is marked red, and he is accompanied by 2 other black dots, and they're heading towards.
Like a prisoner or an important person?
Who could they have possibly had to capture recently?
Pirates.
The pirates.
Pirates, yes.
So Elysium security personnel appear to be walking at least one, just one pirate. Philip Kalsner, the director, he actually contacts you, who would have been the one to talk about pirates. Anyway, contacts one of you to let you know that you have rights to the pirate gear if you want to come and collect it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course we do.
Okay. So you can go down to the brig and either
Can I do that because I'm working?
You're still out. You're bringing all those people in.
Yep.
Sorry, Pat. You're going to be immune from this next encounter. So I guess they have 2 pirates they've captured, Kanan and Wenmar, the pilot and the gunner of the raider ship that you crippled. So you are given the chance to interact with the pirates. Their gear is nothing special. In fact, I do have a parcel for these guys.
Yay.
And I will share that in a second. But you guys get to interact. Everyone but Pat can show up and interact with the pirates.
Any of the kitchen stuff in the kitchen yours?
And here's the parcel.
So do
Yeah,
we
you guys
get a chance to get a look at the brig as well?
Yeah, you can look at the brig.
No credits.
No credits. No. Okay, UPBs. Those are universal product. Whatever. What you do with UPBs is you can take equipment and make an engineering check and turn that equipment into universal points. Think of it as junk. So you take this whatever and you break it down to component parts. So you have circuit boards and you have copper wiring and you have battery interfaces and all this other stuff. And when you have enough UPBs, you can actually build new things with it. So when you break down an item, depending on how good your engineering check is, you'll get between 10% and 25%. If you critically succeed, I'll give you 50% of the value in UPBs. You can then spend those as credits to buy equipment. Essentially what you're doing is you're building equipment out of spare parts. They've got a system built into this just for that. So sometimes you'll just get a hold of a handful of parts, and that'll be UPBs. But yeah, you can take a look at any of the equipment that they've got. Nothing real special. None of these things are going to be really high-end goods. That's what they've got. They have the... hold on.
Heck, I'm gonna grab those batteries.
Boy, you better share.
Well, if you want the batteries, I'll take one of the swords.
I figure I better leave the grenades for Craig, huh?
Someone better pick them up for him, though.
I'll grab them.
Doesn't hurt to have some grenades. All right. And all you got to do is drag those into your inventory. Jesus, all these DCs are 30.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to have a... How do you plan to get information out of these pirates?
I guess I can bluff.
You could... Okay, so options include diplomacy or intimidate. Because they start
off.
off...
I have those covered.
Yeah, you guys might be able to do those.
Yes, we may be able to pull this off.
You also...
Let's start diplomatically, and then if we need...
Okay. All right, and I'll let the two of you work together on Kanan. So, whoever wants to make the roll...
I can make a roll.
Why don't you start?
Okay.
And if anything goes, if he gets a little lippy, I can stroll in.
Okay, let's hope I grab the right one, guys.
Before you make the roll...
Oh.
That didn't count. Before you make the roll...
Good, yeah.
You're going to go to the lower left-hand corner where it says modifier. It's underneath the chat box. And you're going to put a 4 in there because he's helping you out.
Okay.
And then you're going to make that diplomacy check, and you're going to roll much better now.
I hope so. Come on.
That wasn't good enough. Diplomacy's not working with these guys. So, Jason, try intimidate. And because you're doing good cop, bad cop, you put a 4 in that box again. Because Sue's doing good cop, you're doing bad cop.
All I have to do is roll it, right?
You put
4 in?
Yep. Jesus Christ, you people suck.
Hey,
No,
do a skill.
that wasn't your skill. That wasn't your skill. That was only your plus. Go to your skill page.
Okay.
And then you notice on the right-hand side by Intimidate, you've got the big plus 14, and there's a little symbol there, the little die symbol.
Yeah.
So put plus 4 back in your modifier box.
Okay.
And then grab that die and roll it in the chat box, or double-click on it. That's much better. That's successful. You could have also bribed them with alcohol.
I like this one better.
All right. So Kanan says, years ago, the place was an abandoned mine. Talk about the diaspora suggested that some corporation built a facility within the old tunnels, but most believe the rumor was false or that such a place would have more heavy security. Later, just idle talk, said that people disappeared on this rock. A few bold pirates went to see what's what over the years, but no one who went in came out. Most pirates avoided the place. Then about 2 decades ago, something right bad happened inside the asteroid. A Shiran pirate named Kazoka, who visited the asteroid, was able to transmit a message that warned others that a place was turned inside out and advised them to avoid it at all costs. Of course, pirates still travel here anyway, and those who made it out talk about ghosts in the machines, living shadows, and mates who disappeared in the tunnels. Mark my words, this place is full of hungry ghosts. So that's why the pirates didn't like it.
Okay.
Pirates might have even been a fan of the sports team and didn't want them to get there by disabling their ship. And you fucked that up. New Elysium has been on the asteroid for 5 years with no issues. Let's have someone do a culture check real quick. Whoever wants to.
I'll do one. I'm plus 14.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, that's a good culture check. All right. Eclipse Innovations has registered ownership of the asteroid a few years ago. They were the first ones to start that chain of microtransactions was Eclipse Innovations. So when it got sold and resold many times before Paradise Resorts picked it up, that was Eclipse Innovations that started that chain.
Okay.
All right, you have salvage rights to the Pirate's gear, and you all get 1,600 experience points because you figured out the pirate's story.
So do we have to manually put those in?
Yeah, I think you do.
Where do we go?
All right, to the little hourglass or the magnifying glass next to your class.
All
I
right.
get 1,600 for putting new people in.
Yep, you're going to get this too, Pat.
Okay.
So you're
That
going to end up
puts
with
us at
31,000.
even.
Yep, 31,000 even.
Okay.
All right. You didn't get the pirate vessel. All right, cool.
Yet.
Haha.
All right, so Pat, you're done making shuttle runs. You guys have learned quite a bit about the application itself. You learned about New Elysium. You've learned about Eclipse Innovations. All of this, I hope you're putting in your notes or at least remembering. You've questioned the pirates who are not happy about being here at all.
I wonder where these caverns are that they're talking about.
That's a good question. Hey, Pat,
Yeah.
you've been in this place for a little while. Let's have you roll a perception check.
Yeah, because I figure there's something going on.
You may have stumbled across something.
They built this place right away after purchasing this gutted rock for a reason. Something's going on. Where's my
They
perception?
built this city on rock and roll.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Lack thereof.
Perception, huh? Okay. Yeah. High roll, please. It's not that
That's
good.
a good high roll.
Oh, thank you.
I like it. That makes me happy, Pat.
Me too.
It
That
still
doesn't follow
fails,
our usual
but it does
trend.
make us happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a
it
good
still
roll.
fails.
It's a good roll, but you know.
still an absolute failure, yes, but no. So I will show you a map of the underside where you have some different facilities and crew quarters and things like that. And you'll get kind of an idea of what they mean by caverns. So these are built into these caverns within the rock. So a lot of the stairways are hewn out of stone, and then they've made the stairs exactly cut perfectly, but the walls are still kind of rocky to give that nice aesthetic. One interesting room of note, you guys aren't down here, but Pat's telling you about it, is if you notice, Casey, on your map, on the left-hand side all the way at the bottom, there is a room with 4 blue glowy things. Right there. Yep, right there. Anyone who's interested, that is the server room. That's going to have some implication later.
How do we get there?
Through very locked doors.
That's not a problem.
Well, I mean, like, I don't see any. Are you talking about the room that's just floating in the middle? I mean, it's
No.
surrounded by rock?
It's down and to the left.
It's like a square.
It's an
with rounded
octagonal room.
corner.
Yeah, it's a square room with angled corners
Oh, okay. I was looking south of that.
with 4 blue things. Yep.
All right.
What you see south of that, this is just a layout of what your guest rooms look like.
Oh, okay.
We'll never actually need that.
Oh,
Okay. And then to the right, there's a little funny-looking room with a locked door. That funny-looking room is the entrance to the old mines. That is very security cordoned off. Nobody goes in there because you don't need to. But yeah, Pat has given you a rough layout of this down here. When you actually have to go and explore it, we'll use this map. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
okay.
All right.
They got hella swimming pools down there. Is that what I'm
Gonna
saying?
say.
Yeah,
That's what it looked
Yeah.
like. Like saunas and shit.
well, if you know anything about cruise ships, and I don't expect anyone to know, they have private pools and stuff for the staff.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So on their
We
off
can't have
time, they
that.
don't have to interact with.
Right. We can't have them
normies.
interacting with us. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, unless we want to allow them to interact with us, then there's normally compensation, and everyone looks the other way.
Hold on a second. All right. Okay. So we're gonna fast forward. Unless you guys have anything else you really want to do, we're gonna fast forward till the opening gala the following night.
All right. Sweet.
No one should have taken any damage yet. We haven't had a proper combat encounter. Yeah. Hey, we're playing though.
Bro, we can put the role play back in role playing game.
I know it, right? Shit, everyone showed up on time too. That's freaking me out.
Well, everyone but Craig.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, McCurdy.
Drinking me.
the one who's normally here at 5 a.m.
Drunk.
Right.
He figures
Okay.
he's not obligated now.
I
He's just going to be like,
He was
whatever.
still typing at 10 o'clock last night. I was like, dude.
Yeah, three double doors
telling
open.
him, go to bed.
Man, when he was up at 10 bells, that was a bad sign.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how late he was up total, but
Two
10
more
o'clock.
drinks after that. So
yep, a few more drinks after that, yeah. Three double doors open to a long hall decked out for a classy party. Opposite the doors is a stage raised from the main floor by several steps where a holographic chamber orchestra with a dozen members plays softly. The floor before the stage is open. To the right and left sides of the room are dining tables near sideboards, each set with a lavish buffet, beverage fountains, and ice sculptures depicting sleek animals from various worlds. There's a bar next to each buffet. Well-dressed guests eat, drink, and mingle, and a few couples dance in the open space near the stage. This is a party. This is a nice, classy party, not like the other shit you go to.
Feel out of place already.
Yeah, probably. And you probably should. Most of the guests and staff are in attendance. And if you notice on your app that nobody has interfered with at all, you'll see that almost every black dot is in this room at this time.
So now would be the best time to go investigate the caverns.
I think that's our hint.
No, that's not your hint yet.
yes, not the
Our hint?
staff.
Food and drink come from the Taste of Elysium restaurant, and after 30 minutes, drones begin to offer guests various bubbly drinks for an upcoming toast. At the 45-minute mark, the holographic orchestra fades, and Philip takes the stage with Dr. Lohman, both carrying their own refreshments. Philip says in an amplified voice, "Dear guests, as most of you know, my name is Philip Kalzer, and I'm your host here at New Elysium." He gestures towards his companion on the stage, saying, "And this is Dr. Sidrani, who manages our spa and medical facilities. She's my counterpart in making sure everything's just right for you." Dr. Lohman raises her glass and says, "We're happy to have all of you with us. We know you'll love your stay, and we hope you'll tell everyone you know just how much you enjoyed it. Celebration is just beginning." The travel writer, Safesa, you can see her nearby. She's decked out in all sorts of fancy gear. You can tell by her clicking and stuff, she's taking notes of all of this. She's probably recording it somehow, but she's gathering information on the site. And then, of course, that little jerk, Crower, the male Yosoki, he's, of course, walking around and trying to get upskirt photos and all of that stuff because he's just a creep. Philip and Dr. Lohman raise their glasses. "Here's to a blissful stay in New Elysium," says Philip. "Please enjoy the rest of your evening." And after the toast, they both leave the stage. The holographic orchestra resumes. So is there anyone you've met or you've been made aware of? A lot of people. All of them are here. Every NPC that you have a box about is in this facility at this time. So any of them are available to be approached, to be confronted with anything, whatever you want to do. So is there anything you want to do specifically interacting with NPCs so far?
You mean other than get out of this room because that introduction was really creepy?
You got creeped out by that introduction?
Like that whole celebration is just beginning thing, and then when they walk off the stage, it's like, all right, I feel like I'm locked in a cage.
All right.
I got Nate for this one. I want to go back to my room.
Hey, anyone got a perception check to make?
Yes.
All right, bust us the perception, Jeff.
Okay, let me.
Taking into account your character, who's suspicious of everything.
Okay, so do I get to hit put a plus in the box?
Nope.
Okay.
Just roll me a check. That's a pretty good check. That's a 25.
Nice.
All right. While the big dragon that you're hanging out with looks noticeably uncomfortable, that
Thanks.
could be just a low ceiling thing. Because it's only a 30-foot
Oh,
ceiling
honey,
at
you
this
might want
point.
to grab some milk.
Nobody else seems overly concerned. Philip and the doctor are talking to people casually. They're making their rounds. Nothing seems out of place so far. Man, I shouldn't say so far. Nothing seems out of place. It's a party, and you guys are celebrating the opening of a resort. It's by all regards one of the fanciest places you've ever seen.
So,
So,
sense motive might be a better thing than.
okay, whose motive do you want to detect?
The halfling.
The halfling. All right. Go ahead and sense motive on the halfling.
They're not down here.
Never mind.
You have no sense of his motive. You can't tell if he's reading from a teleprompter. At this point, you can't even tell if he's not a hologram.
So is there a way to tell, other than the fact that we have two people hacking the system, that Romy doesn't have the app installed on her phone or on her data pad? Because I feel like that's a great conversation starter.
She's missing. Her dot's not there.
Oh.
So you will know that you can stand right next to her and zoom in and see that there's no dot for Romy. You might even be able to zoom in enough and notice that from anyone who's shut it off, like if Casey would have, but he hasn't yet.
I'd like to know why she has such concerns. I'm sorry, why it has such concerns.
There you go. Don't misgender the android.
My bad.
All right, Romy. It makes casual conversation with you. The reason why we have chosen not to install the application is to give a full test of it. My concierge Indigo 13 has it installed. Somebody's really loud.
So it sounds like Pat Larry noises.
Anyway.
That's not me.
That might be Sue noises, but I don't know. It's gone now. Cool. Let's continue. So my concierge Indigo 13 installed it for us. I usually don't take care of such matters, but I can't give a true objective view of how the application works without having the experience of not having it to show a counterpoint. I'm looking for the scientific term control. That's the one. Without the control, I can't evaluate the program.
What's her experience been like? What's your experience been like so far?
Okay, that's another good one. Go ahead and roll a sense motive for me there. All right.
I knew there was a reason we kept Jay around.
The only one that can do skill checks.
Yeah, he's the one that can roll skill check. Don't get him to roll attack dice.
Yeah, no battles though.
The opposite experience with rolling 20-sided dice for attacks. One of my sons is just like that. His rolls to hit are awesome, but anytime he rolls a not D20, it's the minimum number every time. So he'll hit everyone and do minimum damage every single fucking time. So, Romy, back to it. Our experience, while we haven't had a lot of time to check, it is a very useful application, especially on a station of this size. While it's a large resort, it's not as big as a city. And some of the innovations that they've done, people testing friends lists, those sorts of things wouldn't function in a larger environment. So this is a really good way to test out the capabilities on a smaller application. At some point, we give up freedoms anyway. We voluntarily give up the illusion of privacy. And this makes no bones about that. But on, say, a luxury cruise ship or a large colony ship, this may be very useful, and this is probably the start of more applications that would enable better tracking of personnel and, in a sense, better safety. So your sense motive check reveals that Romy actually is a fan of this application, but it also reveals that androids have no expectation of privacy anyway. They're grown in a vat and they never experience privacy, so it doesn't bother her at all.
So, like, if we're in our rooms, everybody can see that our dot's in our room.
Yep, they can see your dots in your room. And if you have friended somebody, and this is a good opportunity to make buddy lists with people if you want to know where they're at any given time, which is as easy as bumping phones with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're calling it now, huh?
That's what we call it now. Yep. They used to call it swipe right. Now it's just bumping phones.
But, I mean, is it an actual pad, or is this something that's, like, associated with our fingerprint or something like that?
Oh, once you're touching so the terminals themselves are bio-locked. So if you are holding your terminal, it knows that you are, and it knows if anyone else is. So it won't respond the same way if it's not in someone else's.
So, like, if you left your terminal with someone else,
they wouldn't be able to
would
use it.
stay with them, but your dot would stay with them.
You're right, it would.
Depends on who you left it with.
Yep, your dot would stay with them. It's linked to your terminal. But they wouldn't be able to do anything like spend your money or use your applications or unlock your terminal or anything like that.
Right, but
yeah,
if we're working together, we could have somebody hold our.
You could have a person be a distraction. You're exactly right.
Okay.
Now, if that person were large enough to make it appear that you guys aren't all standing on top of each other, that would be handy too.
Or if you could just left it in your room.
Or you could just leave it in your room. Yeah. Haha, she's figured it out. I like that. So Romy has a pretty favorable outlook on the whole application. But given her context, it's not something that would upset her. Maybe someone who's more interested in privacy might have a different viewpoint.
So like
Soki.
The one of the very first people we ran into.
One of the very first people you ran into. Give me a name.
What the hell is that? The dude that was with the halfling that went the other way.
You go outside?
Oh, Kaon. He already left. Yeah. Kaon Reese, the Verthani that you interacted with or that you saw shake the hands of Philip, he left. You've already figured out he is the chief technical officer for Eclipse Innovations. But he's gone. Zane is a security specialist. Zane is actually here dressed in his finest dress blues. That was the security guy that everybody knows.
Yeah,
and he looks every bit as nonplussed at this as he does at everything else in the whole wide world.
He's probably got some information.
And then Vorlin, who's the one that runs the green area, she's actually here too. She's dressed with fancier willowy robes, but she's part of the staff too and is a giant hippie. So there may be somebody else that's more concerned about privacy. The Buzzblade people don't care because they want to be notorious. They are all about their social media presence and their Insta feed likes and all that other good stuff because they're minor celebrities. The travel writer, you've interacted with her. You can see that she's making notes about all this good stuff. And then there's that jerk Yosoki who's walking around being creepy.
Rizona.
Who?
Rizona Avron? No, she's an employee. She don't care.
Yeah, she don't care. Yeah, Rizona. Yeah, she works for Dr. Loman. She's actually not here right now. She's one of the few people that's not in this room. The Reptoid person.
Yeah.
She's in the infirmary. So that's that chick.
Yeah.
But she generally looks like a Verthani. Because Reptoids can change their appearance.
Right.
They understand that looking like a giant lizard with a frilled horns doesn't get you too far. So they adopt personalities they can turn into.
Well, otherwise they couldn't control the masses. So.
It's harder to control the masses if you can't, blend in. You're exactly right. So anyone else you want to talk to?
Yeah, I want to talk.
Talk to who?
Talk.
Talk to Yusaki.
Yeah, the Yusoki. All right.
Yusaki.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to
There you
ask him?
First off, well, let's have a couple drinks with this guy and shoot the shit and get him to where we're buddies. You know.
Okay. Let's see if he thinks that you're trustworthy.
So that would be a sense motive versus a bluff check.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, roll your bluff. You're bluffing pretty good. He can't sense motive past that. So,
Okay.
all right. So he has already revealed to you because he's getting close to inebriated anyway. But since you're his best friend in the world, he's already revealed to you that he has tiny cameras all over the place, and he's already streaming some stuff because did you know that every one of those rooms you could do all sorts of silly things in, and some of it might not be completely legal, which is awesome. So he's taken time to already bug every one of the Hall of Splendors rooms with hidden cameras that he plans to extort people with if they do anything totally shady. He also has his eyewear takes camera images all the time. He already knows that the Paradise Resort people don't like him, but he's got too many followers to really piss him off. So he's kind of leveraging that to be as big a jerk as he wants to be.
Nice.
He doesn't broadcast his stay live. He is going to broadcast it later, but he's not transmitting now because he kind of gets the idea that would cross a line and then have a lot of.
He wants to be able to edit.
Yeah, he wants to collect it to strategically edit.
Maybe extort.
Yeah. So it, baby. So what kind of inquiries you want to make of him?
I wonder if in his little dealings around, if he's ever heard of tell the name of the company again. Eclipse.
Yep. Oh, Eclipse Innovations. Yeah. Oh yeah. For not a very big company, they've actually come up with a lot of things. So they're really one of those big players in a small pond. So for some reason, even though they sell good products, they don't turn a lot of profit. Not as far as the books goes. My thought is they're dumping it all into R&D, which is something that smaller companies need to do. But they seem to be spending far more on research and development, or at least some shadowy something, than you normally do with a company this size. I don't know if their shareholders are completely on board with that, but that seems to be the route that Eclipse Innovations is taking, is they're trying to really get ahead on the things that they do and make a name for themselves, even at the expense of not paying a lot of dividends right now. All right. Yaziola and a few of the Buzzblades take to the stage right now. They get on a microphone and they publicly thank the PC. They thank you guys and the New Elysium security to the degree they deserve for saving them. If you didn't help the goal runner, the team would be gone. We have no doubt in our minds that we would have been spaced. And we handle danger and death all the time on the pitch, but we don't normally have to do it in space. So we give you big thanks for that, and everyone cheers and throws their hands up at you. Yay! The team themselves, so Yaziola offers you guys season tickets to your home games at Adsalon Station. Cool. So when you get to talk to her, you can get those season tickets. And then they're going to meet with you a little later to talk about stuff too. So you can meet with them when you want to. PC's interactive data key. Yep. Oh, cool. Dr. Lohman, the doctor second in charge here, she dances with Kane Zeffel once or twice. So it looks like the doctor and the head of security have something going on. Risona's not here. Vorlin is doing her thing. Romy and Indigo 13 mingle and talk. So they're actually, while Romy is not a real charismatic or approachable person, and Indigo gives you the impression of a stern security guard, they're always there to answer questions, to make conversation, but they don't generally initiate conversations. Hawk is normally creepy. And he especially is interested in the female athletes as they start to dance and get more and more inebriated.
I mean, aren't we all?
Yeah, absolutely. At some point, Kane walks up to you, Casey,
Oh, shit.
your little goblin self. He bends over to mention how you are interfering in New Elysium security issues. So you should probably just stop.
What?
Yeah. We can tell what you're trying to do, so just cut it out. It'll make things easier. We need to have a reputation of safety, and we can't have that safety if you go missing.
Ouch.
Wow, that was pretty deliberate.
Yeah. It's all about safety.
For the greater good.
I was merely just, poking and prodding around, see how good you guys got it. It's very nice.
Good then?
I kudos to you, by the way. I'm very impressed.
All right. So anything else you want to do at the party? It's starting to wind down. Everyone's getting drunk. People react to being inebriated differently, especially in this sort of environment. You guys can feel, anyone with a really good perception, or Fenny especially, can feel that as the night goes on, they are turning the gravity down. So it's easier and easier to stay standing and drink more. And they seem to be turning the oxygen up. So it gets easier and easier to maintain your wits. But as soon as you leave, you're probably going to be fucking hammered, which is the best kind of night, isn't it?
Always.
Did we ever hit up the travel writer?
Oh, yeah, you hit her up a little bit.
Okay.
You can ask her some more questions, though. She did indicate that the resort's pretty good. She hasn't found anything negative to say about it yet. And as a Sheeran are descendant from a hive-minded creature or entity. They don't care about privacy either. So she's not concerned about that app whatsoever. You might be the lone renegades that are worried about privacy. Probably because of your nefarious past. Or at least questionable.
Yeah.
So as you leave the party, who has the highest wisdom?
Not me.
Everyone roll a perception check. Everybody roll a perception check.
From the
You can do it right from your front page or whatever.
Roll 2, sorry.
Hey, look at that. Otto Von. That's a bluff, Otto. I need a perception. There you go.
I hit perception.
I see it. Teletran.
Perception.
If you go right on your front page of your character sheet, the main page, there's actually a perception die right down there by your low light vision.
Yeah, you just hit the button.
I see that. Now you got it.
Low light
Okay.
vision.
Well, right on the front
Oh, I
page.
see it.
Yeah, there's just a die for perception right there. And for sense motive, you use those so often. Okay, so who got the highest roll? Teletrain got on a second. So we're going to give Gyarados this information. Nope. Otto got it better. Otto and Gyarados get this information. Out of the corner of your eye, a bizarre, vaguely humanoid-shaped shadow moves in the hallway against the light. The phenomenon is gone when you look more closely.
Ew.
Some little shadowy thing was out the corner of your eye. Out in the hallways while everyone was at the party.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go check the area out.
Okay. Not only do you see nothing, there's no blip in the area either. There's no dot there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an opening in the wall at all, or anything where we can check for an opening in the wall?
No. What more than likely happened is it went invisible. Which is not impossible. But once it's gone, it moves. Okay, before you leave, at the opening party, the Buzzblades come up to you, and Yezola presents the rescuers with a suit of Lashunta Ringwear 3, and I'm going to share this to you guys right now. Lashunta Ringwear is heavy armor, so not very many of you can use this, but it does have jump jets incorporated with it. And then there's a merciful illuminating rack blade, which is an advanced melee weapon, which I think only Fenny and Gyarados can actually use, and it's a two-handed weapon. If you go to the other page, you can see what all this stuff does. So whoever wants these, what's that? Oh, you can too. Yeah, and you don't have a good melee weapon yet.
Well, then you should grab it.
Yeah.
Drag that devastation blade, rack, merciful with illumination. Those graphs are so fucking funny. Oh yeah, you can use the heavy armor too, Casey.
All right.
So these are gifts given to you by the Buzzblades, as well as, of course, season tickets, which don't need to be represented. But
We're not Facebook friends.
you are not. Yep, you can be friends on the app too if you want.
Sure. Well,
I put anybody. Oh well, no, I probably didn't. Yeah, I probably put in anybody that I met.
Yep, probably all the NPCs.
Yeah.
So Romy and Indigo and all those people you probably know. Probably not that narc, that cop, but you figure he's probably got a way to find out where you are anyhow.
the cop.
For now.
Yeah, the head
Of
of
course, I
security.
want to know where
Oh,
the
that guy. Yeah. Okay.
That narc.
Mm.
And you can always call upon him if you want to. There's a
Right.
one-touch slide to just call security.
Security.
Should we tell them about what we saw? Or
No.
what we
No.
believe that we saw?
Okay.
I don't know
So-
that I'm really talking to you guys about what I think I just saw. That might just be.
You're also highly intoxicated.
Yeah, I might have had too many drinks, and that just might be something.
Yeah.
I
It could be
You
a
thought you saw something.
it could be a glitch in the lighting system. It could be almost anything. Yeah. So, or it could be something put in the back of your mind.
It will always be there.
All right, this is a good pause point for this first session. We're right at about 9:45.
Two.
You've gained a few experience points. You've got halfway to, or almost to level 8 already. That's pretty cool. So what we're going to do the next session is we're going to role play the next couple days, and things are going to start to happen. So you've built your story around what can go on, and we'll do this again next Sunday.
Awesome.
Cool.
This work out for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a slow start, but I think we've built a lot of scenario here.
Well, it's definitely unlike the typical, hey guys, roll initiative, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is
That we normally do.
and you know what? This is different, and this is a variant on how I normally run games too, because I'm normally a combat war game type person. So this is forcing me to do more skill checks, more role play interactions, and I think it's going to ultimately lead to a better story.
That.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, and the first one always goes a little slower because you're just meeting people. and figuring
Your
out what's what.
exposition. Yeah, we got to build all that stuff up. So
Yeah, for
No.
sure.
Hey Jay, what's on your agenda this morning?
For when?